Being there makes things more than they are. I mean, if you're sad, you feel more sad because of all the mountains. If you're happy, you feel more happy because of what's around you. The beds in those days were wonderful. See, herons, we even had a bittern on the tarn, and lovely water beds. And in October, when the whooper swans came over from Greenland, when I first came to the Lake District, wherever John and I walked, there were birds. But since the atomic station came, there've been less and less and less. They've been terrible. They've almost died out. You see, you go for a walk and they'd be in the hedges and they'd fly out as you came. All the ones you see in the bird books, they were all there. There was this pied flycatcher in the nest just above us, and they're very shy. And there it was flying backwards and forwards, feeding its young while we had tea. And this seemed to be just, it wouldn't happen today. There are not so many birds about.
Now after playing at White Brig, lads had a rest, and them uns at smeacked lit their pipes for a few minutes. But time was getting on and bandmaster lated them up a bit sharp like, I think. He rather rushed them, and it was halfway down Broadgate that some of young lads who was playing cornets, they seemed to be smirking and smiling, and they were very soon laughing. And I was fair puzzled at what there was going on, and then I said what was going on. Well, truth be known, I smelt it at first. It was old Frank Benson, euphonium player. He was afire. There was smoke for evermore coming out of his breeches back pocket, and I rather think I said a spark or two as well. And then just outside New Hall, your old Johnny gave a good shout, and he lapped up into the air like a cuddy lapping a yacht, shouting, "As a fire, as a fire, as a fire!" And sure enough, the old lad was a fire. You see, up at White Brig, when Geordie had rushed them on a bit, he'd shoved his leaded pipe into his back pocket without first making sure that it was out. And young lads that had seen it thought Frank's backside was afire. It was all we fellas could do to get fire out, and we ended up rolling the old lad in the snare till he'd gotten out of the situation altogether. Poor Lal Billy Jobson, drummer, was carrying on a big bass drum, and fair needed a rest atop at how. So he sets drum down on the path. And as sure as God made Lal Taties, there come a gust of wind and drum set off rolling down the monkey. Full tilt it went, and it rattled and bumped, and it boomed downhill till it jumped right out the fence and landed into the middle of Beck, bang smack in the middle. Well, there was a gay commotion, as you'd imagine, but Lal Billy, a kittle and lish sort of lad, just set off after the drum. He ran downhill like a scolded cat, he lout the fence, and he landed right into the middle of Beck, right over his stocking tops. And all of some modest mack of a fella, he just patted her and said, "Never bother, lads, the old lass is near worse. The water'll have tightened her up a bit, and I can dry my stockings when I get yam."
When a farmer died, in the evening they would put his coffin on a trestle made of 2 sheep shearing benches in front of the big kitchen range, and the door would be left open, and the family would sit on each side with the space from the coffin to the door clear, and they would sit there in silence with the corpse laid out in the coffin, and on the corpse's chest a handful of salt. And they would wait there in silence, and out of the evening shadows would walk the sin eater, and the sin eater would come in, walk up to the coffin, take a handful of the salt, put it into his mouth, shut his mouth, bite it, swallow it, turn round and walk away into the night. And walk away into the night. Shut his mouth, bite it, swallow it, turn round and walk away into the night.